What's up, gangsters? It's your boy Zach Nasty, and today putting a cold air intake on Ben's car. You got the K&N cold air short ram intake, and you got it from huntquarters.com. So shout out to TJ Hunt, King Chotch. So I know what y'all are thinking. We know how to install a cold air intake. No, we have no clue what we're doing. We've never done this before. I mean, we watch videos, but we don't really know what we're doing. Here it is. Yeah, like, we're hoping this takes like an hour, you know, maybe 30 minutes, we're hoping, but we really don't know. This is kind of like our first time really actually doing it. So to get to the intake, we got to remove that cover right there. And now we undo that bolt and this one, and the air box should just come right up. The tools that we have on deck, we need sockets, and we don't have deep enough sockets to go in these, so we're working with that. I don't know what that's called, but Ben had to pull out a fuse because something about Camaros and blah blah blah, and if you put a new intake it's gonna breathe better, blah blah blah. So like, you gotta pull the fuse to reset the computer so it's configures to the new intake. I don't know, some nonsense. So that's what we did.
A computer.
Yeah, that's what we heard. That's what we're gonna do. So that should just slide right up.
Well, that's just this piece. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
All right, and then this.
Wait, put my workout back on, boss, so nothing gets in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got leaves up in here.
Now this is very important. This is the sensor that senses things, and you need that. So make sure you unplug that before you pull the intake. This is called the MAF sensor. Like, it's like spelled MAF, M-A-F, like math, but MAF. MAF. All right, so we pulled the rest of it off, and that's the throttle body. So everything's out of it now, and that's whenever we put the new one in. Directions. Who needs those? All directions do is slow down productivity time, because ain't none of us can read, so I don't even know why we're even looking at that.
Bro, look at this wicked mark.
Oh, how you did that? Now we put this little like rubber trimming thing, I guess, to keep from scratching and maybe to help keep the heat out of the air box, but it's kind of being a pain in the butt. Alright, so we're getting it put on. We just had to trim it up a little bit, but it's going on though. Alright, so we got the heat shield in, and we lined it with this rubber nonsense, and now we're putting a coupling on it. This is the actual MAF sensor, not the plug. We unplugged the MAF sensor plug earlier. This is the actual sensor itself. You got to pull that out of the old intake and put it in the new intake. So don't throw this away with the old one. It comes with this little plate and then a gasket to build your own like MAF sensor plate so you can mount this on. And then you got to put the air hose thing in, and they tell you to be careful with it because it cross threads easily, which it definitely does. So we got the actual intake on the throttle body, run it through and put all the knickknacks or whatever they call those on. Now we just got to put the air hose on. So we take the old hose, we cut it down a little bit so that it fits like it's supposed to, and then we got to put the MAF sensor on, and then it'll be done. While they're doing all that, I got the cover. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit just so it looks nice, because it's dirty. And put a little soap on it. That'll work. We set this thing down on Joe's car out in the sun, let it dry for a little bit. We put the filter on, tighten that thingamajig, plug the MAF sensor in, and we'll be good. MAF sensor going on right there. Now we put the fuse back in, to make it do whatever computers do in cars. First startup. Turn it off, turn it off.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know, it's doing all kind of crazy stuff.
What was it doing?
Wasn't idling right. Did you give it gas?
No.
Okay.
Might need to try that one more time.
Idling really weird, so pulled it off. We're gonna flip the MAF sensor
I'm not doing that. I'm doing
the other way just to see if that might have been it. And also this the airflow hose, we think it might have been a little loose, so we're gonna just fasten things up. Try it again. There it goes. Success! You know, I think it was. I think that sensor was backwards.
Yeah, that map system. What was that?
Oh, that's him.
I was like,
That's what it was. It was a map sensor. That was backwards. Boy. Sounds good, huh? You hear that? That's about all you got.
Purchase your tracks now.